So Pastor Kingsley says there is a scarcity of quality men in this generation. Let me read this tweet directly so I don't misquote him. He says, a lot of men I see can't lead or marry the women of this generation. Right here, I already have a point. Pastor Kingsley is saying that there is a difference between the women of this generation and the women in the previous generation, meaning that women have changed. Let's keep the thought. He says, there are three kinds of marriages. I've skipped that. It says the cultural is more common with Africans and it thrived in the past because women were not given so much access to education and most didn't work. Men also largely married with long age difference to make submission easier. All of the above have changed, so it is a tougher scenario for the men of this age. Now, my first question to Pastor Kingsley is, why is it okay for the women to change, but it's a problem that the men are changing? Don't you realize that the changes you're seeing in men of this generation is an adaptation of the changes the women have already made or are making? Now, what I want to say is my opinion, right? This is not what I consider facts, like when I'm talking about real estate or economics or anything. So you're free to argue. You don't have to agree with me. This is what I think. The way marriages or heterosexual relationships used to work was this. The man goes out every day, lays down his life on the line to feed his family. The woman stays at home, nurtures the family, waiting for the man to come back to give him good care, love, food, and sex. The man goes out the next day and the cycle continues. But at a point, the women felt that the work they were doing at home was tougher than the war this man was fighting outside.
Housewives do the work of 10 people. You know, they do the work of nannies, they do the work of cooks, cleaners, sex workers, therapists. You know, they do all of these things. They do the work that many different people do and they get paid for. The world couldn't operate properly without housewives taking care of the home. Anyone who has a wife at home who's taking care of the home, taking care of the children, is only able to do that because, you know, this force is being held down. Do you see what I mean? Literally, they make the world go around. And anybody who sits in the walk the shoes of a housewife for one day, we realize that it's not a game. It's not a joke. Think about how hard it is to take care of just yourself, right? And then think of someone who's taking care of how many people. It's not a joke. Every day.
And they said, no, the men come and do this work we are doing here. It's tougher. Let us go and fight those wars. We believe that one is easier. Now, society said, okay, women, we'll give you access to equal opportunities. Come and compete with men in whatever it is they are doing. But you know the problem? At a point, women realize that, oh, this one was tougher. And they start to run back home. That's why you hear some girls saying, I'm not ready for this independent life. Oh, I don't know it's like this. So I just want a man that will come and take me, that will just come and take care of me, stuff like that. Then you have the other group of women that are fighting those wars, but they refuse to bring their spoils back home. So the men are sharing the work with them at home, but they make the one they make outside and keep it to themselves. Those are the men you hear say, my money is my money, his money is our money. Men are not stupid. I'm not here to argue whether childbirth, pregnancy, or home care is tough. No.